tonight's report, as reported, it is my pleasure to share with this governing body and the people who put us in these positions a report on the state of the great city county of Butte-Silver Bow through my first year and a quarter in office. I will lead by highlighting some of the most important key accomplishments we have made together in this relatively short time. And I will close with some of the major initiatives we have planned for the next year, which should be exciting for all of us as we begin to chart a new future. There are only a couple of things necessary in order to make any of these things happen: cooperation and focus, which not coincidentally are the same two things that have been responsible for all victories to date. Butte is the city of champions. We know and embrace this, so the sporting analogy suits us well. Let's keep our head in the game, our eye on the ball, and let's play like a team that wants to win the title. This will be the last time I talk about this. Since this is my first report of annual progress since taking office, I think it's important to recall some of the guiding philosophies of what I ran on and how they are taking shape in the work we are accomplishing for our citizens. I didn't run on a platform of that's the way we've always done it, or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We are the can-do city, and I challenge this community to the belief that we can do better. Change is never easy, and good enough isn't good enough. It has been and will continue to be my mandate that we can do better. We can do better tomorrow, what we did better today. Better and better. It doesn't matter what it is: community enrichment, economic development, parks and recreation, planning, or garbage. We can always improve what we do, and I am confident we are on the right track because of our people. We have a lot of our department heads in the audience tonight who are all on board, and we're making strides day by day to instill this belief so that we can have 500 plus public employees who are all on board with us. Better and better. From the seat and position I'm sitting in right now to the water plant operators out at Feely, from the public works director across the street to the parks crews out at the Sunset Memorial Cemetery, from the laborer filling the potholes to the sanitarian inspecting a favorite eatery. We are committed to doing better and better for our citizens day by day. There's a great quote that I like by Martin Luther King. If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets, even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. Everybody in this community, not just the public employee, plays an equally important part. We need everyone else on board to be proud of what you do and to do it always with our old Butte pride. Good enough isn't good enough. When this city grew up, we set the standards that others strive to reach. Our standard was, is, and always should be excellence. You don't get, keep, or much less deserve all these fancy nicknames by simply settling for the way it's always been. How will we know we're doing better? How will the public know? We will know because we are equally dedicated to more accountability and better transparency. We made great strides setting out new expectations as we move forward with our new performance-based budget and our first ever capital improvement plan. Goals and priorities will be set in line with a balanced budget, and we will evaluate how well we accomplish those goals and spend our citizens' dollars in every department. We have new energized administration in public works, health, parks and recreation, disaster and emergency services, human resources, parking, and a new finance and budget director will join us in the coming month. We have a newly elected sheriff with new leadership in law enforcement, all of who are committed to the belief that we can do better and will continue to improve the lines of communication. On the transparency front, we need to remind ourselves daily that our business is the people's business. To that end, we hired a new online communications coordinator and rolled out a new website in January that has vastly improved our citizens' access to their government. The site has a transparency portal where citizens can see the weekly expenditures of their government, its contracts, agendas, and minutes from public meetings, and soon, hopefully, improved access to our council's voting records on all business. A citizen can now even file a complaint online to fill a pothole, and we'll get it done in the next few days. We work for and are paid by the people, and they rightfully deserve as many practical ways as possible to learn more about what we're doing on their behalf. We're going to continue this trend by adding live streaming video of our council meetings to the web this year. There will be more ability for citizens to gain access to applications and permits, to pay licenses, fines, and bills online. We also now have Butte-Silver Bow social media sites, and will continue to engage the public more through these meetings. Our local news media also provides valuable information to our citizens. This past year, Butte-Silver Bow employees collectively have granted over 200 interviews and appearances to our local media and civic groups, and we have developed through our new website press releases for all noteworthy events and issues our public should know about. We have proud public employees, and it's about sharing what we do with the people we work for in as many ways as possible, an endeavor that we will continue to embrace and expand upon. Better access, better accountability, and better transparency. That's a win for everyone. The last two guiding principles are coordination and collaboration, or in layman's terms, working better together. Every great thing this city has ever accomplished was not just because of our unique people, but because of our unique people's ability to join hands and get things done together. I already touched on this with the team analogy and the excellence theme, but it's worth repeating. We all have our own roles and parts to play. We all must strive to be better, and we all need to be accountable. That's called teamwork, and there's no you or I in team. Again, let's keep our eye on the ball, our heads in the game, and we're destined for victories. Inside and outside this courthouse, we are working more collaboratively to improve the way we do things. In the past year, we have formed Citizens Ad Hoc Committee to give us our first ever comprehensive historic preservation plan, a multi-agency task force to tackle suicide prevention, and another ad hoc committee working to better inform and focus how we spend our public's time and money on economic development. Together, everyone achieves more. We coordinate and collaborate to form a plan, and then we work together in sticking to it. We have a great team here, and we're working together for the benefit of our community, one win at a time. Let me highlight a few of the big ones. You got to start right off with the Northwestern Energy Project. For the past year, Butte-Silver Bow has worked hand in hand with Northwestern Energy to make the biggest project in Butte's recent history a reality. The construction of a $25 million new general office building at the corner of Park and Main, and the saving of over 200 of the best jobs in Butte for next generations. As a side project, the same Butte-Silver Bow staff working on the Northwestern Energy Project were able to get approval from the state and public in record time for designation of a new urban revitalization district. It was cooperation and teamwork that got us there, and it will take even more of that, including the public, as we bring the project to completion. Next, we have the manufacturing partnership proposal. Using the success of a collaborative effort between Butte-Silver Bow, BLDC, Headwaters RC&D, MSC, and Montana Tech, Butte landed a $200,000 planning grant in September to expand our manufacturing economy. Shortly after, I went to Washington, D.C. for the White House Mayor's Manufacturing Summit. Upon my return, our Butte team from Phase 1 activated to engage in a formidable effort to bring a manufacturing community designation to the entire state of Montana. Working with the governor's office and our senior Senator John Tester, we put together a very competitive proposal that was just submitted on Monday to designate Montana a manufacturing community leader in the sector of natural resources development. In addition to our local partners, the consortium includes many public and private sector partnerships, including the governor's office, the National Lab in Idaho, our Montana University System, Northwestern Energy, Stillwater Mining, the CHS Refinery in Laurel, organized labor, and others. This partnership will positively affect not only Butte, but the entire state of Montana with good, solid jobs. I am hopeful to report good news in the coming months on this endeavor.